Welcome to the For the Boys Sports Podcast. I'm Joey Owsley. Today on the pod, we're going to talk about the Browns all getting COVID and potentially ruining their playoff hopes, and the Eagles' Nate Sudfeld situation. Those are the big stories that are popping off before the playoffs. And we'll spend a couple minutes on the Sudfeld stuff, a couple minutes on the Browns getting COVID, but we'll really dive into the playoff picture super deep as we got the 6 games on the Super Wildcard weekend coming up. They're even doing a game on the Freeform Network, guys. The Freeform Network.
What's that?
That's the Harry Potter Marathon channel.
That is exactly right. So
That's sci-fi.
Yeah, we'll dive into all of that, and we will start. We will start with the Browns getting COVID. So it's reported that Rashard Higgins and somebody else whose name I'm forgetting went out to a drag racing event and got COVID. Oh my goodness, Eddie! I mean, you guys had a good shot. I mean, the Steelers are not a great team, and you guys are not a terrible team. I would have given you at least a 40% chance, probably more than that, to win the game. And now your team got COVID. Your head coach is COVID. What's going on?
I don't even know at this point. It's just, I think Kevin Stefanski might actually be the biggest loss because his impact on this team was just huge this season. And they're replacing him with this, I'm pretty sure it's this homophobic dude.
I don't think that's the case. It's Alex Van Pelt.
No, it wasn't that. Hold on, I was just reading an article.
No, he's going to be a play caller. I don't care about the
Browns acting head coach in playoff game was suspended in 2014 for homophobic comment.
Oh my goodness!
But anyway,
I hope the Browns lose. Go on.
But anyway, I think Rashard Higgins is quite the loss too, because I think he's pretty underrated. He's definitely a good second receiver option. At least it seems like whenever OBJ is out, he gets 100 times better, which is kind of weird.
Really?
But I don't know.
Yeah, he's great when he's not getting like double covered. He's really good in the one-on-one because he's a bigger body. He has great hands. And then your offensive guard Joel Bitonio is out. A couple others. Yeah, not
the
a great
offensive line was a big thing this year.
Not a great situation. Bo was a Steelers fan looking at the this depleted Browns team heading into the wild card weekend. What are your thoughts?
We're going to smack them. If we only lost by 2 with playing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and not playing the Defensive Player of the Year, I think we'll be fine.
I don't know if he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe. Probably.
Why wouldn't he? He's leading the league in sacks, tackles.
I mean,
not tackles. That's not. He's not even top 3 in tackles.
He's not leading in tackles.
He's not even top 3 in tackles.
Okay, wow, that was a stronger reaction than I thought. I mean, we'll see. It'll be tighter than you think. Chase Young is going to be up there too. He's definitely he won Defensive Rookie of the Year back in Week 8. I think he could potentially give Watt a little bit of a challenge. I forget who's number 1 in tackles. There's
some guy in the Texans that nobody's heard of. That's what it is.
Yeah. Darius Leonard from the Colts is good too. So we'll put a pause on the Defensive Player of the Year. But yeah, he's definitely their best defensive player on the Steelers. And I think without him, they were obviously going to struggle a little bit. I think heading into this week, it definitely Zach Cunningham. Okay, I doubt he's going to win. But it definitely puts the Steelers in a situation where, if they don't come out and win at all, forget win big, but if they don't come out and win, there's going to be a lot of questions. It's this is the Browns with Baker Mayfield, but without some of his protection, his second favorite target in Rashard Higgins. I think that's fair to say, and pieces on the defense. Olivier Vernon just tore up his knee and he's out for the season. It was something like that, or hip flexor, or something. I don't forget what it was. So you have a depleted Browns team. So for the Steelers, it's definitely going to be an important game to come out and see if they can't just sneak one by at home, but if they can blow them out, it definitely gives them momentum heading into the rest of the playoffs, where they're almost definitely going to have to play the Bills. If it's not the Bills, it'll be like, I don't know, it'll be like the Titans or Ravens or another good team. So, like, outside this matchup, the Steelers probably have the toughest path, just because I think they're not going to be favored in another game after this one. So we'll see about that. Yeah, we'll see about that. So Billy, your thoughts on this Browns COVID situation, then we'll spend a couple minutes on the controversy surrounding your team, just because, I mean, that took over the NFL world. But yeah, a little bit on Browns and COVID.
I think drag racing's kind of fun. So, I mean, they're like really fast and stuff, and like they have like really weird shaped cars. So I don't blame them. You know, I would have done the same thing. You know.
Everything also, about that was correct. You would go drag racing? Drag racing?
Goodness. No, Billy's too scared to do that. He'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
But I think they actually went drag racing. I think like these players actually like.
Oh, really?
That was the report. I'll look it up, but yeah.
Anyways,
hey, we got the prime time game.
Talking about the actual game, I think Baker Mayfield's gonna show out. I think he's gonna be the MVP of the playoffs until he loses next week. So I mean, not that good.
Yeah, but so Browns Jedrick Wills Jr. cited for drag racing with teammate Rashard Higgins and Westlake. Police say.
Yeah, Jedrick Wills Jr. is the offensive lineman from Alabama.
Yeah, you guys drafted him first round.
Dude, our offensive line might be back to last year, and that's kind of scary.
Especially going against TJ Watt.
Who's that?
I think there's ways that you can defend versus TJ Watt. I don't think he's an unsolvable puzzle. He's not like what's his name? Like Patrick Mahomes.
Fletcher Cox. He's not as good as Fletcher Cox, you know.
They play different positions, Billy.
I mean
Fletcher Cox is like probably at least 50 pounds heavier.
Yeah, which makes him better.
Okay.
Bigger isn't always better.
That's wow. Okay.
No.
So I was debating how much we should talk about this, but I decided we should jump into this because, if only for a few minutes, because you know obviously the playoffs moving forward, that's the big topic of conversation.
Jesus.
Okay.
Roto alert.
Way to derail a pod. But Nate Sudfeld. Well, first of all, let's just say he's not a starting NFL quarterback, even though he's putting good work in the preseason over the past couple years. I saw him in the preseason a couple years ago. I saw this guy from the very I saw this guy from the very beginning. The very beginning. I said this guy might be the best preseason quarterback in the NFL. I think he's great. But you don't put him in versus Chase Young and a top 5 defense. And so that's exactly what Doug Peterson did down 3 to start the fourth quarter. Came in 3rd play pick, 5th play fumble. That kind of set the tone. Washington kicked the field goal after recovering that fumble. Nobody scored points, even though Sudfeld got at least 2 more drives after that. I think he got 2 more drives after the fumble. So Billy, thoughts? You guys go from 9 to 6 in the draft order, and that obviously matters if you guys are looking to pick up somebody like a Devonta Smith, who's not going to be around at the 9th pick, may not even be around at the 6th pick. So definitely draft order a little bit helped out, but I mean, it does not. It just doesn't look good, you know. Just optics wise, it does not look good. National television, 256 game out of 256. You guys bench your starting quarterback for a preseason quarterback?
I mean, I think the situation's been overblown, to be honest.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts was not playing good. That's what people like to say, that he had 2 rushing touchdowns, and those were our only points in the game. Which, if you just gave it to Miles Sanders, it would have done the same thing. So, I mean, that's the only thing in the whole game, though. He went for 7 for 20 passing, 72 yards. That's absolute trash. That's not a starting quarterback.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, I think, would do better than that. Jalen Hurts had a better game stat-wise the week before, but he did not look that good the week before either.
Billy, I agree that Jalen Hurts was not the lightning rod that he was in earlier weeks, but also, that can be expected versus the Washington defense when he still only has, all of, Greg Ward and, Travis Fulgham to throw to. That's not a I mean, Zach Ertz is. I think was he hurt? Was he playing? I don't know. They seem to not like him anymore.
Zach
Goddard.
Ertz sucks.
They don't use Goddard nearly enough, and so
That's fact.
like you get in this position where like he throws his interception was early in the first half, right? I mean, I
It
think
was.
that
I don't know. To be
it was.
honest, Joey, I didn't
think
really
it,
watch it because I don't care about the Eagles anymore.
I
It
think
kind
it
of
was late
annoyed me.
first. I think it was late first, early second that he threw the pick, but like he was gaining steam because they were down. They were down 10, and so like they went in a half with a little bit of momentum, came out of half with a little bit of momentum, closed that gap. Versus a team that like Washington is a much better team than Philly. Like that should not even be disputed. They are better defensively, and whether they're more talented offensively, they use their weapons better, which makes them a better team offensively as well. And so when you like start to break down the teams, it definitely shows like Washington was the better team. But if you're the Eagles and you have a chance to win the game, like literally win the game, I I think you've got to. I mean, I don't know, Eddie.
Well, no, I have some more stuff to say, Joey.
Okay.
I'll let him
So-
go. I'll let him go.
Doug Peterson, one of the worst head coaches in NFL history, but that's besides the point.
I agree.
He said before the game, like a couple days before the game, that in the fourth quarter he might put in Sudfeld depending on how Jalen Hurts is doing, and he said that before the game, a couple days before the game. So that was set out. So people should have expected it.
And then if Jalen Hurts has us in the game, then we're gonna put in Sudfeld and get that sixth pick.
Jalen Hurts was sucking.
No.
And anyways-
but the quote was not if we're down 3 with the ball at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and we have the momentum, we're going to replace our starting quarterback. That wasn't the quote. Philly, I think you're kind of overselling this. You give them like 2 drives in the second quarter.
The Jets and Jags have been doing it all season, but we do it once, and it's a big deal.
But they
So-
didn't. The Jets beat the Rams. They had no business beating the Rams or the Browns. They could have come
Yeah,
out there
because
and
they're just
not.
stupid. They're bad tankers.
So they're
Mhm.
not tankers.
No, they are. They're just bad at it. And anyways,
The
I have
Jags,
something
yes,
else-
definitely
I
were.
have
They
something
were.
else to
There
say.
was
I forget
no
what it is,
way.
so.
There was no way when they got down the stretch and they like that 1 week where they had the like advantage towards getting the number 1, but weren't already the number. They weren't locked in at number 1 yet after the Jets had lost to the Rams. There's no way that anybody's letting them win that game. Like if it gets within 3 points, there's going to be a call down from up top saying, "Hey, it's getting too close. Put in like not even Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon can win you a game. Like put in like your 3rd string quarterback." Put in like they have some receiver that like throws passes. Like they run the trick play. They put him at a quarterback. Bo, any quick thoughts on the Eagles and that disrespecting the Shield?
The Eagles. What do you expect?
Yeah,
I don't know why
that's
everybody's
exactly
so mad. We denied a 6
because
and
you guys
10 team
tanked a game
playoffs.
on national
We-
television. That's why everybody's so mad.
They should have. Why did they move us to national television in the first place?
Well,
Because it was a game with playoff
6
implications.
and
Because
9
no.
versus 4, 10, and 11, and they're like Sunday Night Football right there.
But they what they always do is they always put in a game with playoff implication. We can debate whether it's like whether it like actually mattered, but there were games like there was in basically every other situation there was a way that the game that they put on wouldn't have mattered. The Washington game, and they were right in saying this, was the only game that actually like depending on the outcome, like either the team's in or they're out. Like there was no other like they had to win to get in, and I guess that's why like even if they put in like the Dolphins and the Bills, there was a chance the Colts would lose. So then the Dolphins would be in no matter what. Like
I honestly think the Giants fans should be appreciative of what we did because
what?
they weren't going to win a playoff game. They weren't going to win a playoff game. So we gave them a better draft pick instead of wasting their time with a loss in the playoffs. So I think Washington could win a playoff game. I don't know who they play, but
They're playing Tampa, so you have a shot. I mean,
honestly, I think Tampa's overrated. So,
and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Actually, yeah, we're going to go in order of the games as they're played. So let's start to break down the playoff race now as we just hit those 2 quick topics. Yeah, it looks like it's CBS, Fox, NBC on the first day, then ESPN, CBS, NBC on the second day. And the first game, 105 on CBS. It's Colts at the Bills in Buffalo. Buffalo's going to be a lot of playoff fans. And Bills are favored to win. This is the first home playoff game in like 25 years. Thoughts on that game? I'll start. I think Bills will stomp the Colts. I think this will be the only game. Maybe this next one, but I think this will be the main game that's really not that close. It may be close in points, but I think when you look back on the game, it's going to be like, yeah, the Bills had that one literally from kick.
I don't think
wanna-
there's any debate. Yeah.
You want to hear a Billy Rittner guarantee?
Okay, go ahead.
The Bills will win, but the Colts will score at least 21 points. That's a Billy Rittner guarantee.
Ooh, you can probably make a bet with that. I guess you can't because you're underage, but yeah. But what are your thoughts, Bills, Colts?
Are there any thoughts to that? I mean, Bills are going to absolutely smack the Colts.
Okay, wow, those are thoughts. I mean, I'm not sure they're going to smack. Colts have an okay defense, pretty good. They have Darius Leonard, who's probably the best middle linebacker in the league at this point. So, I mean, I don't think they're completely done. I think there is the chance that Allen could just have a terrible game and just not literally just go back to like his first year, but I don't see that happening. I think the Bills win. Second game,
He could have done that. He literally could have done that every game in the season.
Philip
Yeah,
Rivers
I agree,
comeback tour.
I
That's
agree.
all there is to say. Philip Rivers comeback tour.
Oh my!
I
He's actually gotten better throughout the season. I can't fault him for that.
I think quite clearly Darius Leonard's better than TJ Watt because he has more tackles.
Yeah, but they play different positions still, Billy.
One's an outside linebacker, the other one's like a defensive end or something, but like
Yeah,
it
but he's
doesn't
not-
matter.
No,
TJ Watt's like an
Darius
outside
Leonard-
linebacker or DN.
Darius
Darius Leonard's a
Leonard
middle
is better.
linebacker.
Darius Leonard is simply better, and there's no dispute.
Yeah, he's better
Okay,
he's better at tackling.
Exactly,
Billy,
Joey.
let's
He's
see him win
better.
Defensive Player of the Year this year. Let's see who
Nah,
wins
Darius
Defensive Player
Leonard
of the
will.
Year.
Darius Leonard with a big defensive
He
year.
should have won defensive rookie. Or there was something like in his first year, he had the most tackles in the NFL. He was amazing, and just nobody watched the Colts play, and so he didn't get like a Pro Bowl. He didn't get like all. It was something like that where he got completely screwed just because nobody watched the Colts. They were never.
I was Jordan Poyer this year.
What?
He got wasn't he like the one that got like absolutely like robbed of the Pro Bowl this year?
There
No,
were a couple.
Jake or Allen Robinson, whatever his name is.
Jake Robinson.
I don't know.
Allen Robinson. I'm not thinking of Allen Robinson.
His name is either Jake or Allen Robinson, and he was a goat for the Jaguars this year.
Yeah, it's Allen Robinson. He played for Penn State.
He doesn't play
one
for
of the
Jags
greatest wide receivers
Yeah,
for
he
Penn
plays for
State.
Chicago, though.
No. I don't. I'm not. We're not thinking of the same person. I don't know his first name. He's a
Jags?
running back.
Oh, James Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's a
Okay.
goat,
Yeah.
dude.
Okay. I know. Yeah.
On fantasy, dude, he literally carried my teammate.
Yeah. He was very good, though. I think he probably deserved a Pro Bowl nod, though. I'm not looking at the team right now, so I can't tell you.
But to be fair,
there
the
were a
best
couple-
running back in the
Big
NFL
Bob
got to
Tunyon.
the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, Big Bob Tunyon was the big snub, I think.
Well,
Paul Bunyan.
the big snub
What?
was Miles Sanders until the Madden fans were like, you know what, we got to get this guy in here.
Billy, Miles Sanders played like 2 games all season.
That's not. He missed like 2 games. And anyways, if Doug Peterson wasn't the most stupid play caller in the world, he'd be like one of the best running backs
Okay.
stat wise in the league. He was second most yards per carry. We ran him like 10 times a game, Joey.
No, yes, we have. I think
That'll
Miles,
probably go down
Miles
one
Sanders is the best player on the Eagles. Like, I don't think that should
Hold
be
on,
up
hold
for
on.
Offensive.
debate.
Terry McLaurin didn't make the Pro Bowl this year. That's
There were a couple big ones. I mean, the NFC
Well, I
is
had
kind of a stacked wide receiver. Like, you think about like Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Adam Thielen, Stephon Diggs. There were a couple in the Bucks that did better than him. I think it's like 6 wide receivers or 8 wide receivers, and I can give you 8 wide receivers that probably had a better season than Terry McLaurin. DeAndre Hopkins.
I have. This is the thing about snubs that I had on Instagram. So James Robinson was top 3 in rushing as a rookie. He didn't make it. Evan Ingram sucks, and he made it.
I mean, the tight end that like dropped the pass versus the Eagles that gave them
Yeah, that
their
guy.
yeah.
Ravens are third in their division, but they're tied for the most Pro Bowlers in the league.
They're second in the
But,
division.
They were third when the thing came out.
but
We
they
also had 3 teams make it
But
Billy,
Billy,
make it to the
they still
playoffs in
made
that
it to the
division. I don't know
playoffs.
what
And
your point is.
Billy, they're 11-5, third in
Let
their
me
division.
read. Hey, Joey.
Talk about using stats
Joey.
unfairly. They're 11-5.
I wanna read some stuff right now.
They won
Okay.
their division 2 years ago at 10-6.
So the Seattle defense was giving up the 7th most yards per game, and they have 3 Pro Bowlers.
For real.
That's what I was thinking.
This is kind of, I don't think Joey's gonna like this one. So Chase Young is tied for 75th in pressures. So this person doesn't think they should be in the Pro Bowl.
Talk about just picking out one stat and just making it like a random.
I mean, I guess he's just bad. Joey.
Tied for 75th in pressures. What about like I think he's like top 5 in sacks.
No,
Oh
he's
yeah,
not.
Marshawn Lattimore.
I'm pretty sure
kinda
maybe
sucks this
not.
year, and he made the Pro Bowl.
Though Chase Young's not just a pass rusher. Like that's the one thing on TJ Watt. Like I feel like he's only a pass rusher, so if they don't have that working, like Chase Young can. He's done a little bit of dropping back in coverage this year, which I'm surprised. Like I'm not sure why you wouldn't just have him rush the passer, but he can do it. He had a pick
He's not.
or 2. I forget. Okay.
Top
Billy,
5 is TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, Trey Hendrickson, Hassan Reddick, and Zadarius Smith.
where is he?
Let me look.
I mean, he's winning defensive rookie. That's not even close. Jeremy Chin is pretty good from Carolina.
Wait,
Why
who
did the
are we looking
Jaguars
for?
fire the coach? Doesn't make any sense, bro. What the heck?
Okay,
It makes a lot of sense.
guys, we got so off topic.
Chase Young. Hold on. Chase Young is tied for 26th.
Ooh, it's not great.
And also Bud Dupree had more sacks than him, and he didn't even play that many games.
Yeah, why am I thinking that he's high? Is there like another Washington player that's high on that list? They have Montez Sweat, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Montez Sweat. He's tied for 14th.
Okay, that's why I'm thinking because Washington as a defense had their pass rush was like top 5, top 3, so I was surprised because I think part of the issue is they didn't give Chase Young like one-on-one opportunities because he's just faster than most of these offensive tackles, even at college.
I mean, he was
NFL
tied
same
for
way.
3rd on forced fumbles. He was
There was
tied for 3rd.
there was a couple games where when Chase Young gets to the quarterback, I watched one game this year, but I think he had at least 2 forced fumbles. I think he had a couple like Aaron Donald like games where he just like took over the game this season. But anyways, we're still on 4:40 on Fox on Saturday. Rams at Seahawks. Rematch of the Week 16 stomping by the Seahawks. I think they
Same thing.
do the same.
game.
Yeah, I don't see the Rams winning with Wolford at quarterback.
I do believe that.
Yeah.
I think what's his name? Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf are going to break that record. Where's like the most like quarterback throws to the same wide receiver, like touchdowns. There's like I don't even remember who it was.
It's Brady.
probably-
It's Tom Brady, Randy Moss at 23. I think.
I think that's where. No, it's higher than that because they're already on 15.
No,
And they were like a long ways away.
what do you mean? Here,
It's not 23.
I'll look up DK Metcalf touchdowns. Hold on, DK Metcalf.
It's not in one season. It's like
Ever. Oh. That seems like that's years to go.
it's the Peyton Manning.
Probably Brady and
Reggie,
this
to
one.
Marvin Harrison,
It's the
right?
Peyton. Yeah, 114. That's the one. It's the most touchdowns for a quarterback receiver duo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that
And
one.
then it's what's it? There's a second one too. There's darn.
Oh, that would be Carson Wentz and
No,
Nelson.
shut up. So stupid.
Jarvis
Okay.
Landry and Baker Mayfield, of course.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, those are our
Okay.
thoughts. Those first 2 games are going to be the most boring games. I want to see what the Bills do, with the whole playoffs, like best team in forever for Buffalo and all. But I think the second game is going to be the most boring. That's why you stick it in the middle of the day on Fox. Nobody will watch. 8:15 Buccaneers at the Washington football team. Football team somehow gets a home game at 7-9. I think the first team never do that. Not 100% sure about that.
Pretty sure.
Tampa Bay is favored to win, though it's a little close. And there's this one guy who I listen to and watch who says like if you can get the way to beat Brady. And this is a guy who was like GM or like helped within the front office in New England for a bunch of years. He said like if you can get a pressure on Brady with 4 pass rushers, so you don't have to blitz him with extra guys, but if you can actually get pressure and force him to like feel unsettled with 4 pass rushers, then that's really the only way to beat Brady. And his thing is that Washington can definitely do that with Tez Sweat, who's tied for 14th, with Chase Young, who's like 25th or whatever in sacks. But a top 5 pass rush, when you put all those pieces together, it's going to be close. I think the Bucs are probably going to still win. These last 2 weeks are actually the first time in Buccaneers history where they've had 40 points in back-to-back games, which is I think that's more just kind of a sad thing for Bucs history. But I think they're I'd say they're pretty much hitting their pace when they need to. Evans might come in a little bit banged up, but I think the issue is if their offensive line can hold up, they will win. What do you guys think? Y'all are just sitting there.
I'm rooting for
nosing
Alex
some-
Smith. If Tom Brady is like the least likable quarterback
He's not the
NFL,
least
then
likable
Alex Smith is-
quarterback.
Nobody likes him except New England fans.
No, people
And
like
Who
Buccaneers
somehow
fans,
still like him.
obviously.
I don't know.
Tom-
I guess
Tampa Bay.
Nobody
all
likes
that?
him. Nobody likes him.
No. What
Nobody
about
likes
Tampa
any
Bay?
Eagles
Puts over
quarterback.
town.
Nah, bro. Everybody loves my boy Randall Cunningham.
Pascal
What? He hasn't
Siakam is
played
the new
in
man
30
in Tampa Bay.
years. What?
Everybody loves him.
Pascal
though, John.
Siakam is the new top dog in Tampa Bay.
I think he plays in Toronto.
Yeah, I think
The
he does.
Raptors are playing in Tampa Bay right now.
Yes,
though.
you're right.
Joey,
But they suck
instead
so
of,
bad right now too.
In
The
Canada,
Pascal Siakam guy that had like 10 points like
I
average
know,
10 points
I'm
in the playoffs last year.
I love
like,
Pascal Siakam. He's so good. Okay.
Toronto made a big
wasting,
mistake there because all those players are going to get the weather in Tampa Bay, and then they're not going to want to come back to Toronto. Just saying.
Joey,
Um,
instead of wasting my time talking about how the Washington football team is going to smack on Tom Brady, I want to talk about
Just give
how
me a prediction,
sad
guys. Quick. I don't care.
New
Shut
Year's
up.
Day was the saddest day of my life, Joey.
We might mention college football playoff or something or other.
2K19 servers were shut down. I'm going to cry.
What are you talking
Dude.
about?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Nobody knows what
2K19
he's talking about.
servers.
Any-
2K19 servers, they're gone, dude. You can't
Oh,
play online
19.
anymore. It's like the best.
2K19.
It's like the best 2K game ever.
Okay, Bo, Eddie, I want a prediction on Washington football team.
Football
and
team
Tampa.
wins late. Fourth
Oh.
quarter clutch.
I don't know if
Tom
their
Brady
offense is
does
that good.
everything he can.
I mean,
It's not going to be enough.
he's been playing well this season. He got through for 700 yards in the last like 5 quarters of play or something like that, or like the last 8 quarters of play. He's
But
thrown.
they played like nobody.
He played what's their names? Blanking now. Not great teams, but throwing for 700 yards in the NFL is tough versus whoever you're playing. So
The Lions and the Falcons.
there you go, Lions and Falcons. Falcons and
Wow,
notoriously don't have a
big
great
deal.
defense. Oh, I mean, it does show that they're clicking. If he's not throwing for 700 yards and then he's throwing for 700 yards in the last 8 quarters or whatever it is, that shows you something about the team, right? That they're finally starting to gel. So I have Buccaneers in this one, though it's going to be at very most, I'd say 10-point or a touchdown game. I think it's probably going to be underneath that. But
It's going to
really,
be a one-score game.
yeah, probably. Maybe 10 if they get something late. Though I mean that's always whatever. So heading into Sunday, Sunday's really when we get the good games. The primetime game is going to be a good one too. But Sunday's when we get Ravens at Titans. Both teams 11-5. In this one, Baltimore is actually favored to win the game. 105 on ESPN and ABC. I think this game is going to come down to the wire just because both teams can do similar stuff. I think the Ravens are probably going to win, though.
Nope.
Because the Titans have a bad defense.
No, Joey.
Yeah, so
This
do
is
the
the-
Ravens.
This is the easiest pick for
Not
me
quite
in
as
the
bad.
entire playoffs. This is the easiest pick for me in the entire playoffs. Lamar Jackson cannot get it done in the playoffs. He's done it. First year, he sucked. Second year, yeah, I think he was a little better. Still sucked.
No, he still
So-
sucks. Yeah.
So he's not a playoff quarterback. He's just a guy that does spin moves on trash teams, and everybody's like, "Look at this guy. He's like the best quarterback ever."
I don't think the
generational
Browns are a
talent, and then
trash
he can't-
team.
And then he can't get it done in the playoffs. He sucks.
I mean, I think he just might have to poop. I think legit that might be like he beat the Browns because he had to poop and he came back from the game and he
No.
juked his way for Justin Tucker 55-yarder. Why can't he do that?
Dude, it's not. He didn't have to poop.
I know.
Get cramps.
Yeah, guys. Okay, never mind. But I think that the Titans they lost to the Browns. Now I'm not sure what that means in terms of like how then the Ravens played the Titans because the
Browns are the best team in the league, so
Or Eddie, shut up. We don't need your stupid comments. But the Ravens, I think the Ravens are going to win because they have a good enough run game, and I think they can make it happen. They're clicking
You
at the
want to
right.
talk about run games?
Yeah, yes, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
Ravens have a good run game when they're going against King Henry.
I understand. I understand what
God.
you're saying. But I mean, this is not like he's a 2,000-yard
crown
rusher, and
on
he's
the head right here.
very good. What? No, and he's very good. Like, don't get me wrong. I think with the Ravens, like, I think the Ravens defense is just a little bit better than the Titans defense. Neither's playing up to their potential this season, but Titans defense gave up 38 to Houston in a must-win game. I understand, Bo. But in a must-win game, they gave up 38 to the Houston Texans, who have nobody. I think that if you're a Titans fan, you have to be scared because your defense. I'm not saying much about your offense. Bo, I understand what you're saying. I understand that he can stiff arm.
To me,
But I'm not
it does
saying
not
living
matter.
heck
so
out
why
of
do you keep saying,
everybody
why
in the
am I
NFL.
saying it?
To me, it doesn't matter how good of a defense you have. If you're playing Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, you already have a win. You just focus on next week. He sucks in the playoffs, and it's a fact.
Okay, we're moving
He's
past
not.
this game.
He's never
I'm
going to
done.
win a Super Bowl.
I'm done. This is ridiculous.
He's
Bears
never
are
gonna win a
8.
Super Bowl.
Bears are 8-8, but they snuck in at the 7th wild card in the NFC, and they're going to New Orleans, the 12-4 Saints. I think New Orleans is going to win this one big. I don't think it's going to be particularly that close. 4:40 on CBS. Your guys' opinions, thoughts? Do you guys at least agree? You guys can give up.
Yeah.
You guys can
Who
give
do
a
the
thumbs
Saints
up
play?
emoji in the chat.
Who did the Saints play?
The Bears.
this one's not
Oh.
going to be close.
I don't think.
Oh,
it's,
okay.
It literally looks
does-
like Derrick Henry's punching them in this
yes,
photo.
I know.
Joey,
I know. Hey,
Joey,
pass
does
it, yeah.
do the Saints have Drew Brees back?
They've
Yeah,
had him back for like
for a
Doesn't
while.
even matter.
4 weeks.
They'd beat him regardless.
3 weeks.
No, I think without Drew Brees, the Saints kind of suck. But Drew Brees isn't even that
Well,
good.
yes,
so-
of course. Without Drew Brees, I mean,
Did you really just say Drew Brees isn't that good?
Nowadays
he's
not
an
that
average
good.
quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm saying nowadays. I was gonna say if you mean like all time. 'cause
Oh,
that's,
no,
like,
he's
a
probably,
guaranteed Hall
like-
of Famer.
Yeah, right
If
now
we're
he's
comparing careers here, Carson Wentz is better.
Okay, let's just. I'm gonna
That
mute him.
doesn't
That's
want
a
to shut up.
blasphemous
I don't want
claim.
your stupid comments. I don't know what does.
Yeah, I can't even answer that.
You want to hear someone better than Carson Wentz? Colt McCoy.
That's
Holy
a
Colt McCoy.
joke.
He's won more
That's
games
a
than Carson.
joke.
Colt McCoy's won more games than Carson Wentz.
I don't think that's
I'm not
true.
sure that's the case.
I
but-
don't. Has Colt McCoy ever been a starter?
Yeah, he won a couple
He
games with the
literally
Giants
started
this
in
year.
the Giants game.
I think he won 2 games.
That Carson Wentz has won more than 2 games in his career. I'll guarantee you that.
No, I said this year, Billy. Colt McCoy
This
hasn't played
year?
as many games as Carson Wentz.
Yeah, guess how many teams Colt McCoy has played for?
How many, Bo?
It's like 13, I think.
A lot. No.
No,
played for a
that's
lot
like
of teams.
That's Fitzpatrick. It's like 6. He's
I don't
he
think
was with the Redskins for a while.
Billy Fitzpatrick's played for like 4 teams. 5 teams?
Somebody's played for a lot. I know that.
Yes.
There was-
They're journeyman quarterbacks, but I think if Fitzy's Bengals, Bills, Tampa,
Jets,
Jets, and then
Dolphins.
Dolphins. That's 5. But anyways, why we're even talking about this? Yeah, Saints stomp. Though I think Drew Brees is now an average quarterback. I just think Taysom Hill's a below average quarterback, so that makes Drew Brees a much better starting option. He can't throw the ball more than 10 yards downfield. His arm looks like he cut off half his arm. That's like how he throws. But as long as Alvin Kamara is on the team and you can check down to him 50 times a game, I guess you can't stop that.
You got
He's
Michael
absolutely
Thomas running your
unstoppable.
slants.
He's been hurt a little bit this season.
Well, he sucked this year. Well, he's not. When he's played, he's been okay, but like he doesn't.
He was
play.
so good last year. I had him on my fantasy team.
I had him on my fantasy team this year, Joe, and he was sitting on my reserve for the entire year.
I got a couple steals in my fantasy draft. Ended up losing in the final. Not too bad.
I got third place in literally every league.
I never lost once in fantasy this year.
Was that the place that
you
the
didn't
Eagles
play.
got this year? Third place in the division.
What? Yeah, Eagles.
Oh,
Eagles got
got
third place.
fourth.
No, yeah, that's right. They got fourth. They got fourth. Oh my
I
word!
think I did last.
You're so bad.
I mean, Bo, you're gonna lose in either the wild card or the divisional. Well, we have a top 6 pick, so I mean, I'm actually
that is true.
I'm actually pretty happy.
That's true.
Wait, who's your first round pick this year?
It's the
6th. I think they
No,
got
no.
picked.
Who's your first? No, last year. Who did you pick?
Last year,
Jalen Rager.
yeah,
Rager.
Jalen Rager's
Justin
not
Jefferson was sitting on
You're
the board.
talking about draft picks when you pick Jalen Rager.
The best
no,
rookie
Jalen Rager's not even that bad. I just
the
wish we
best
picked
rookie
Justin
wide receiver
Jefferson
of all
first.
time. The best rookie wide receiver of all time, and they pass him up for Jalen Rager.
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was when we drafted him. I'm like, why did we pick that guy? But he's okay.
I
So you're
knew
talking
who
about
he
having a good
was. I
draft pick when you
actually
pick
thought
like
that
Will it even matter?
I actually
I mean,
thought
yeah,
that,
we're gonna
Patriots.
we're gonna pick the best receiver in football history. That's what's gonna happen.
Devonta
No one's
Smith.
gonna be better than
Devonta
Randy
Smith
Moss,
is.
we
Jerry
could-
Rice.
Or we could
Devonta
pick
Smith is
Trevor Lawrence.
no. Devonta Smith is the best college wide receiver I've seen ever.
Yeah, I hope we get him,
Like-
honestly. But
he's
They're not.
he's unstoppable.
I mean, we
You're
could.
probably gonna,
He-
you're probably gonna
he
get
plays-
like Jalen Waddle or like Patrick Surtain or something.
Not at 6. At
We're
6,
not
at
picking-
6, Devonta Smith could still be on the board.
We are not picking a cornerback in the first round.
They don't need one. Though Patrick Surtain, or however you say his name, the second, is the best player defensively for Alabama. Not offensively. Defensively for Alabama.
Yeah,
But we don't
say
really
there's
need him.
3 years.
We have good
players that
corners
are
that
better
just
than
played
him.
bad this year.
I mean Alabama. I want to talk about that just for a second at the end. The college football national championship game. This will be the last pod before that. But yeah, that's a little preview of what I think. That's what sets Alabama apart is their having a defense that loaded with NFL stars, as it always is. But I think that's something that Ohio State just simply doesn't have. I don't think there's anything that they can do about that. But last game in the playoff picture for this week, we got Browns at the Steelers, as we've been talking about. Little prediction of my pick. I think the Steelers win by 7.
Nope.
Browns fan, what do you think?
This is going to be a close game, but it's going to be a Browns win.
Okay, Steelers.
My
Okay.
score prediction is 28-21. I
think that's the way the Browns can win. They're not gonna beat the Steelers in a shootout simply because I don't think they're gonna go to a shootout. Like I don't think the Browns have an offense to do that.
It's gonna be a
Steelers
grinded
aren't
out run
capable
game.
of a shootout. Browns are. Steelers aren't. The way they've been playing, they're not.
I think the one thing that if the Browns find the running game, I mean they still have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the backfield. So I mean that has not gone away. And I think it's kind of underrated how well Baker can run. Like he can run.
He made some plays in the last.
And that's why I think like if you've been constantly, let's say like power left, 3rd and 1, you fake the handoff, you pull that thing, that's going to be completely open down the right side. But the issue is that Stefanski's been going away from the running game, even when you have a top 5 running game in the NFL with a double-headed monster. So like it's not even like, oh, he's getting too tired. What do we do now? Like you just put in your other great running back. So, but I still don't think they're going to be able to find that running game this week. I doubt it's going to happen if they had, their offensive guard and offensive attack or whatever it is. whoever's out for them. I think
Is
that
Joe Hayden back?
that would be the
Do we know if Joe Hayden's back? Because I don't
Joe
know.
Hayden. I don't know.
Joe
Steelers defense is decimated. I'll look it up. But yes,
Yeah,
Steelers fan. Even before that,
literally
Joe
our
Hayden.
linebackers have been just gutted. Our entire just middle of the field was
Yo,
gutted.
Penn State alum Marcus Allen, baby.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Joe Hayden tests positive for COVID-19.
Yeah, I saw that.
Rolled
yeah.
out.
My prediction is
I love
nobody's
Marcus Allen.
really going to score like the entire game because Steelers kind of suck at offense and Browns have injuries on offense or COVID and whatever. I don't know. So
Mainly COVID, yeah.
Basically-
we lost Eric Ebron too. That's not good.
oh no. Oh. Now Ben has one less target to throw 2 yards downfield. Anyways,
Not 2, it's 4. It's 4.
anyways,
Not 2.
I think there's going to be at least 2 quarters in this game where you see 2 goose eggs on the board. Not like in the entire game, but I mean like if you look at the quarter, they're going to like in the entire box.
What are you
score, there's
talking about?
2-0.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, you know how like there's a score summary for the quarters?
Yes.
There's going to be 1 or 2 quarters where there's zeros on both sides.
I don't think that's going to be the case. Maybe the first, because
But anyways,
Fickner always punts like the first time, like first offensive drive for the Steelers, like especially if they win the coin toss. I'll put my house on a punt. Like they punt every single time. I don't think they've scored points on their first drive.
my prediction is 14-13 Browns.
That might be an accurate score, though. I think it would go the other way. I
Yeah,
think if it's
shut
a low
up.
scoring game, I doubt the Browns can win. Because also,
Steelers aren't scoring 2 touchdowns
Also
in
in
one
the
game. It's
game,
impossible.
you need clutch
So
kickers.
they're hitting 3 field goals and 1 touchdown by your math. And
That's 2 field goals and
Sorry,
1
Two field
touchdown.
goals.
Yeah, two
Oh
field
my
goals,
word,
yeah.
Bo.
By your
Bo
math,
claims
I
he should be
guess.
an algebra 2 trig and geometry.
bro,
and can't do
But I
basic
am.
addition.
I'm not claiming I am. I don't know what your point is there.
Yeah, he took
Well, I
geometry
mean-
and
I
algebra
mean,
2 this
the
year.
claim-
He's
I
so
mean, you could just-
smart.
I am. Big brain.
Where we
Okay.
just took algebra 2 this year because, we don't need to skip a year of geometry.
I
He's
don't
not
understand
skipping
why.
a
I
year.
was in your math class in 6th grade.
That is true, though. I mean, there's a reason that you're not in our math class today.
Yeah, the teacher
Uh,
just didn't think you were up for it. She was like, nope,
That's
Bo's
not the
stupid.
case. That's not the case. Latimer thought Bo was completely
I
capable.
really don't think it's that big of a deal.
I don't think. Well, who said it's a big deal?
I did. Bo's stupid.
Okay, shut up. Again, you offer nothing to this podcast. But
I'm just here for fun, baby.
finding some way to
But you're
move
not
on
that funny,
from
Billy. So it doesn't
Billy
No, I said
hijacking.
fun. I said fun, F-U-N.
Okay, you still don't provide fun either.
No, I just think this is fun.
Before I mention the college football national championship game, I want a hot take about the NFL. I want some hot take that's flying under the radar.
Derrick Henry wins MVP.
That's
Just not the case. Aaron Rodgers is going to win the MVP. I don't want a hot take that's not going to happen, Bo. I want a realistic hot take.
That is a realistic hot take. Derrick Henry is very capable of winning MVP. this year.
Heisman. Oh yeah, he won. I mean, he
Yeah,
won the
shut up,
Heisman.
shut
He
up,
won the
shut
Heisman.
He could win the Heisman.
He did indeed win the Heisman. Eddie,
Did
You-
Aaron
I think-
Rodgers win the Heisman?
no.
Here's my hot take.
Aaron Rodgers played for California. You don't
He
win the
played for
Heisman
Cal.
if
I
you
don't
play
think
for
you're
California.
not winning. You don't win the Heisman if you play for Cal.
All right,
Eddie,
ready for mine?
yeah, I'm ready.
The Philadelphia fourth quarter was not a tank job. In fact, Sudfeld, whatever,
There you go.
was their secret
It's
weapon.
actually pronounced Studfeld. And yeah, I agree with Eddie. And that's why it's not a hot take. It's actually like the take.
hmm
So
Secret weapon Sudfeld.
Bo,
Yeah.
hot take.
I already said mine.
Oh, realistic
Yeah.
hot take.
he said Derrick Henry might win the Heisman this year.
Yeah. But cut him some slack. You're being too mean.
Sorry.
Yeah, you should be. I don't know. I had a good one yesterday that I'm completely forgetting now.
Hot take:
Nice.
Mike Lennon has more touchdowns than Cam Newton. Oh wait, that's not a hot take. That's real.
Hot take: Justin Fields doesn't get drafted. Before he's not the second quarterback drafted.
I mean, he shouldn't be. Kind of like all Ohio State quarterbacks, in my opinion, are not NFL ready.
They have a bad track record. moving
Just for
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks. It's
What?
funny. It's just for quarterbacks. Every other position.
Every other position, they're so good.
It's wide receiver.
That's
corner,
exactly like
DN,
Alabama.
defensive
Alabama, every
end.
other position is great. They can never get a good quarterback. Like Tua was their first good quarterback in so many years.
We're like the polar opposite. Like we had Hackenberg, McSorley.
Dude, McSorley was such a stud.
took NFL snaps this year for the Ravens. I was so happy for him.
Against the Steelers, too.
Against
I know
and
there was
Browns.
a backup.
And Browns.
There was a backup
when,
that played for the
when
Raiders.
Lamar went to poop.
There was a backup that played for the Raiders like a couple years back, and it might have been Mike Glennon because I'm pretty sure that guy played for Penn State.
Skycam played for the Raiders forever. He was there for at least 5 years.
No, like
which is a long time for Glennon.
Was he the one that played for PSU?
I think he did.
Who?
Skycam Mike Glennon.
Yeah, I feel like
Why
Mike
do you keep
Glennon
calling
played
him
for Penn State.
Skycam?
Because he's so tall.
The
He's
neck.
like a Skycam.
Oh,
He can see everything.
Joey,
Yeah,
just-
wow,
just
he's
stop.
6'7". That's crazy. Nah, I went to
Joey,
NC
just
State.
stop. You're sounding.
Oh, and
you
he
just
went to
make- yeah,
NC
no.
State. Okay, I want to look up Penn State quarterbacks, but this is also Alabama's problem. Like they can never find a great quarterback. Like before Tua, you take Tua 10 years before him, they won 3 Heisman's at running back. Never had a great quarterback. Then you got Tua.
Joey.
Then you have Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is.
I found out who I was talking about. Matt McGloin.
Matt McGloin. Let's see,
You don't know the GOAT?
Yes, I know Matt McGloin. I mean, everybody knows Matt McGloin.
Yeah, everybody knows Matt McGloin.
How bad he
the
is.
GOAT. All right, it's time for my hot take, guys. So my hot take: Carson Wentz gets traded to the Indianapolis Colts and lead them to 3 straight Super Bowls.
Indianapolis wants Matt Stafford or Matt Ryan or somebody
Okay.
that's not Carson Wentz.
They're
It's
Nobody
supposed to
wants
be a
Matt.
hot take, not a mild take.
There have been rumors.
The 3 Super Bowls is hot.
Colts
I think the Super Bowl
want
parties,
Carson Wentz, and yeah.
I mean, there's gonna be
I think when you
good
say
good quarterbacks in the
Super
market
Bowls,
simply because
it's
teams have
Super
to.
Bowls, but they
cut
lose
cap.
by like 50 each time.
I said Bo. I said he goes to the Colts and they win 3 Super Bowls in a row.
But that's not gonna happen.
no.
I doubt
No, it's gonna
I mean,
happen. That's why it's.
I mean,
hot
for a
take,
hot
baby.
You're gonna have
Let's
3 straight
I-
first overall picks.
I mean,
in a row.
Bo,
That's what you're
this is
gonna
a
have.
hot take. A hot take is essentially saying, like, here's some take. There's no chance this happens, but I'll say it just so, like, if it happens, I could say, like, oh, I predicted
Oh,
it.
then I have a new
Like-
one because
like
that's one
Derrick
that's gonna
Henry
happen.
is not winning the MVP. Justin Fields will be the second quarterback drafted. Sudfeld is not a stud. And
No, he
whatever
definitely
Billy's
is.
take was, some stupid take about the
Now you're
Colts winning
talking
Super Bowls
stupid.
with Carson Wentz. Oh, what are you doing?
He just
I'm bouncing my pen.
Okay.
You push this in, then when you have it out, it bounces.
Bam. I love
Push
it.
it in.
wait. So
I
what?
had a great hot take last night.
What do you do, Bo?
It's
Teacher.
making me mad.
Okay. You have it out, right?
Yes.
No tip.
Okay.
Push it in.
Yeah.
You pull it down. You push it down and
Okay.
let go.
You pull it down.
Oh, lit.
Yeah. Also, if you're ever using an EpiPen, here's a quick reminder: you don't hold it like a pen. If you put your finger over top of the EpiPen, you got to hold it around the side because if you put it on top of the EpiPen and because it pushes
Joey
the needle
coming in
down
with his
in.
allergies.
Yeah, no, legit.
I'm allergic. I'm allergic to tree nuts. I'm allergic to dairy.
No. So what happens?
Joey was always at the allergy table.
No, yeah. So no, shut up. So what happens when you push the thing down into your leg, into your thigh, but then the cap on the top opens up, then the needle pops back out, but it still has some of the medicine in it. So if you're putting your finger up top, you could lose your finger off of that because there's too much medicine in it, and you can you can lose your finger if you
You
put it
still
on top of
doing
the
the
EpiPen.
podcast right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
The
there-
EpiPen PSA.
Joey.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
Joey.
PSA to anybody who's ever going to use an EpiPen. That's what you got to do.
Oh my
look,
god.
a couple minutes on the college football national championship game. Who do we have? Important things. That's more of my.
That's my hot take. Ohio State wins big.
No, talk to Cole. I mean, Cole was going crazy. I was texting with him after Ohio State won, and he was literally he was going insane.
Last year there was this
There's
whole
no
thing.
chance.
Last
There's
year
no
we had
I
this
think
bet.
I think he secretly knew that Ohio State shouldn't have won. Like they should have won, but like they weren't going to before the game. You know.
Cole knows every year that Ohio State has no shot. And then
Well,
they
last
pull
year-
it out literally every once in a while to get some magical win. Yeah. Good.
So last year we made this bet, and it kind of flew under the radar. But
Who's we?
me and Cole,
Okay.
and he said that if Ohio State did not win the college football championship, he would wear my Penn State
Oh yeah, we know that.
sweatshirt for a day.
Yeah.
I did
And
that.
it
when the Ohio
didn't
State
end up
State
being
game
too big of a
played. I did
deal.
that with
But it
Cole.
was pretty awesome.
I don't even know if did anybody even take a picture of that. Like I think that just like completely flew under the radar. I think that's just gone forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I should have gotten a picture of that.
Cole rubbed it in because I made that bet with Cole for the Ohio State Penn State game. Whoever won, he had to wear the other person's sweatshirt.
I remember
So I had to wear
that.
his
Oh,
sweatshirt for the
okay,
day.
that's the one that I'm remembering. So many Ohio State Penn State heartbreaks. Let's just spend a minute on that, guys. That just makes me so
No,
sad
we're not
every
spending a
time.
minute on
Oh,
it.
so many
Joey,
losses.
just move on to For Real. For Real's
Oh
gonna be
my
better.
word!
Just
No,
trust me.
We don't have time. We don't
I
have
run
time
for real
that
this week.
time.
We might have a quite entertaining segment.
Okay, hold on.
I haven't watched
Eddie's got
college
For Real
football
this week.
playoff.
We're up 15 in the fourth quarter at Ohio State.
Oh my
Joey,
god.
We're up
Joey, shut
12.
up.
Okay, go ahead.
Mute.
For
You can
real,
rant,
Eddie.
but just
Eddie,
mute.
Eddie, go ahead for real. Oh, I'm so
This
sad.
is a family program, so I'm not sure.
Go ahead.
But
Good.
hold
Shoot
on.
your shot. It's not a family
Let me see.
program, Eddie.
me
This is
see if
not
I can
family
find it.
entertainment. Go ahead.
Hold on. I gotta find it.
Everything's family entertainment to Eddie.
Yeah.
He plays
I got the
smooth
search.
jazz in his podcast. Link in the description.
Uh huh.
Link in the description.
Eddie, let's go.
Hit that subscribe
For
button.
I gotta
real,
find
like,
it. I gotta find it.
Let's
Here we
for
go.
real sit here for
Oh,
like
here we go.
5 minutes while you choose what to do.
We got it. Australia news. Naked fugitive found in crocodile-infested waters near Darwin, charged with fresh offenses.
My man.
Man.
I think they have a looser reign over that kind of stuff in like Australia, though. I mean, I doubt you're allowed to do that. Like, I'm home.
He was rescued by 2 fishermen.
You know, he probably what happened was he had a bad night at Applebee's, you know. Too many blooming onions, couple of baby back ribs at Chili's too. And got a little drunk, decided to get
Dude.
naked.
You're saying that he went to Applebee's when they probably went to Outback.
Apparently,
Oh
the
yeah,
fisher
that's
who
why they
rescued
have
him.
those.
Apparently, the fisher who rescued him said that he looked like he needed a beer, so he handed him a beer. Only in Australia.
Only in
Dude,
Australia.
Nah,
dude.
I wouldn't say that. I think Americans would do that too.
Australia's an
This is-
awesome place.
This is
It's
actually
an
an
awesome.
old
I want to
story.
go.
Just go
I
to
want to
Florida.
go so
Just
bad.
go to Florida.
Guys, this is actually an old story,
Okay.
and it was actually written by Judge Brett Kavanaugh.
Oh no.
I have respect for the Supreme Court and I have respect for his drinking, but like, like he
Joey, this isn't politics. Come on.
no.
Move on.
No, this was
this
it's
isn't
literally-
even politics.
it literally said
he
by
said in his
Judge
confirmation hearing, like I like a beer every once in a while. What's wrong with
My
that? It was
man.
something like that.
I mean, he's kind of a
Alright.
G for that.
Thanks for
though.
listening to For the Boys.
No, right.
Come
You don't
back
get
next
it.
week. Peace.
No. Oh, Bo's gone.
Just left.
Oh, he left. Do you have any other
We should
For
make an
Reals, guys?
we should make an entirely new podcast now and just put that one up.
Yeah. This has been a loose episode of the For the Boys Sports Podcast. We'll be back next week to recap, maybe do a little bit of college football national championship since we got into that here. Yes,
no.
yes.
I haven't watched the college football championship since like the Oregon FSU game. It was like ages ago. Keep going.
What? Okay, I mean that was the first year actually of the college football. But we'll be down to 8 teams on both sides of the bracket, and 4 games, 2 from each conference next week. So we'll definitely break that down. As now the number 1 seeds will get into the mix after this week. That'll probably be the bulk of the conversation next week because we can really dive deep into each individual game and what happened this week. And obviously what we expect with the MVP Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes and that dynamite offense coming back into the fray next week. But before that, Eddie, we do have the music podcast coming out. I guess we're just doing Monday. We said Saturday at the beginning, but I guess it's now just Monday. I don't know.
Mhm.
Roving
I don't even
timeline.
know.
If you have notifications, maybe do notifications on our YouTube page or something, so like you know when it's out. I don't know. But yeah, Eddie, do you have anything for the For the Boys Music podcast?
Just what to look forward to in 2021. Maybe a little bit on MF Doom, RIP. And I can't really think of anything else at the moment. So
it might be a 5-minute
That's
For the
it.
Boys Music podcast, but if it's 5
We'll
minutes,
think of
it's 5
something,
minutes that you
and
wouldn't get
Yeah.
otherwise. So
if
you guys
it's
should be
5
grateful
minutes
for
of
5
music
minutes.
content, there
If
will
we
be
don't have
50
anything,
minutes of
Eddie,
something else.
Eddie, I have a great idea. If we don't have anything to talk for the week, we just have an album spotlight.
What?
Maybe.
Okay.
Talk
We'll
about an
think of
album
something.
for
Let's wrap it
like
up.
an entire podcast. Okay.
Well, whatever Billy's talking about, I mean, normally, he offers unintelligent conversation or unnecessary conversation.
Uh-huh.
Kind of been the theme of this podcast, hasn't it?
I think it's always the theme of this podcast.
Yeah, I gotta do schoolwork.
Yeah,
Let's finish this
that's all
pod.
for the Boy Sports podcast. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Peace.
Monday for the
Bye.
music pod.
Yes.
Next Wednesday, come right back here for the sports podcast. That's all.
Big trust.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.